Hey, sixth graders, welcome back to Mr. Hansen's math class. This will be the only video for this week since we're just reviewing Chapter 7. We are done with Chapter 7. This week you'll be just reviewing, and then you'll be taking your chapter test. Okay, what I wanted to do is focus on Lesson 7.1 and 7.2. The reason behind that is because it's been a while. First of all, it's been a while since we've covered this, and also there's no videos out there to help explain how to do these two lessons. We did these two lessons when school was still in session, so we'll go through a couple examples from each lesson, and hopefully they help you out. All right, here we go. Lesson 7.1 was titled, or is titled, Ratios and Rates. Now this, the biggest thing with this lesson was the unit rate, okay? This was the hardest part of the lesson. So, for example 1, a 2-liter bottle of soda costs $2.02. A 3-liter bottle of the same soda costs $2.79. Which is the better deal? Now, to solve this, you are trying to find out how much each liter cost, okay, and trying to save the most money you can, or which one are you able to save the most money with. To do that, you go money divided by the amount that you have, or the unit of measurement, okay? So let's find how much money is per liter with the 2 liters first. So it would be $2.02 divided by 2 liters, okay? Now we're doing long division. So 2 goes into 2 once, subtract, bring up the decimal, bring down the 0. 2 goes into 0, 0 times 2, 0, bring down the 2. 2 goes into 2 once. Okay, so the 2-liter bottle of pop is $1.01 per liter. Now let's figure out the 3-liter bottle of pop. Again, it's money, which is $2.79, divided by the unit of measurement, or how much of the item you have, which is 3 liters. Okay, so now you divide. 3 goes into 2, 0 times. Subtract, you get 2, bring up the decimal, bring down the 7. 3 goes into 27, 9 times. 9 times 3 is 27. Subtract, you get 0. Bring down the 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Okay, so the 2-liter bottle of pop is $1.01 per liter, and the 3-liter bottle of pop is 93 cents per liter. So which one's the better deal? The 3-liter bottle of pop. Okay, so that would be your answer. Again, it is money divided by the unit of measurement that you have. Alright, the other part of this lesson was ratios and rates. And what they asked you to do was write 3 equivalent ratios to compare the number of circles with the number of squares. Now remember, there are 3 different ways to write a ratio. Okay, and we'll cover that with this as well. But first, let's find 3 equivalent ratios. Okay, so first you have to come up with a ratio from circles to squares. So count how many circles there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 circles, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So that's your first ratio. Now you have to come up with 2 equivalent ratios on top of, or with this one ratio. Okay, so what I usually do, just multiply by 2 and multiply by 3. Now, so if we multiply each by 2, you should get, it would be 12, and now 12 semicolon. 12 colon 8. That's another way you can write a ratio, okay? And then the third way you can write a ratio is using the word 2. Okay, and we multiplied 6 by 3 and 4 by 3, and we got that. Now, when it asks for 3 equivalent ratios, you can write them all in the same way, but when it asks you to write a ratio in 3 different ways, that's when you have to do the fraction, colon, and then the word 2. All right? So those are how you write a ratio 3 different ways, and then 3 equivalent ratios. Lesson 7.2 is the same thing that we just did, except we're putting it in a table. Okay? So we have a table. Got to create it. We have 8 and 3 is our ratio. Okay? Now what I would do, I always just multiply by 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So just multiply each the numerator and the denominator by 2, 3, and 4. So it'd be 16, 24, 32, and then the 3 would be 6, 9, 12. Okay, now if you have two numbers that you can divide by, or if they share 3 different factors, you can do that as well, or you can do just multiply by 2, 3, and 4 works as well. We're going to skip that example, and then we'll go down to this example. This was the hardest part in lesson 7.2, was a group of friends in each, a group of 10 friends oh my goodness, if I could read today, guys. A group of 10 friends is in line to see a movie. The table shows how much different groups will pay in all. Predict how much the group of 10 will pay. Okay, well first, let's find out where 10 would land in between. So what numbers does 10 fall in between? Falls in between 6 and 12, so we put 10 here. Now, the first thing we do is see if there's a factor that is in the top row that goes into, or is a factor of 10, the number that we're dealing with. There is. So we have 5. Now you ask yourself, how do we get from 5 to 10? We multiply by 2. So now with the number below the 5, which is 25, you do the same exact thing. You multiply by 2, and you would get 50. Okay? Now, the other way that they'll throw this at you is, say we have 9 instead of 10. Okay? And then the 3 is a 2 instead of a 3. Okay? So there isn't a factor in the top row that goes into 9. There's no factors in 9 in the top row. So then it'll be the mean of, it falls right in between two numbers. So 9 is the mean or the average of 6 and 12. Okay? So now to find how much 9 people will pay, you would have to find the mean of 30 and 60. Okay, so then if we go 30 to find the mean or the average, you add those two numbers together, you would get 90, and then we would divide it by the amount of numbers we're dealing with, which is 2. 1, 2. So divide it by 2, and you should get $45 would be your answer. Oop, not percent, dollars. Okay, that's the hardest part of the lesson right there. And that's the end of the video. If you guys have questions, don't be afraid to contact me directly through email. That's the best way of doing so. Again, this is this is the only video that I'm going to make this week. Everything else is a review, and there's videos out there already for you guys if you need help or need a little refresher. This video shout out goes to Winter. Hope you're doing well and staying healthy. I hope you all are doing well and staying healthy. Make sure you follow the guidelines of social distancing and just be safe, okay? I hope to see you guys soon. Peace.